Hello guys and welcome, it's Garage Gamers. I am IceCube and this here is
Zorbz!
And here we are practicing our amazingly engaging introductions by using lots of hand animations. Has it been working for you?
Yeah, I mean, did you see the comments? We had a total of one
that
loved it.
Yeah, and you know what? We thank you, because I think that one comment is 100% more, more than in terms of what we normally get with our engagement topics.
No, we get maybe two, alright? Jeez, so
Yeah,
on a
okay.
short.
Yeah, well, you know, I've got to leave room for growth as well. So.
Yeah.
So anyway, today's topic, we are going to talk about the video games. And what are we going to talk about today, Zorbz?
Call of Duty and Battlefield. Sorry, it just sounded funny.
It was brilliant, it was excellent. But more particular, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which has had a new trailer released.
And wait, before you confuse yourself, Battlefield 1?
1, yep. I don't know why, but it's 1.
You do know why.
No,
it's because it's World War 1.
Yeah, but still.
I don't know, but I mean, Xbox did it. Xbox One,
so therefore it justifies.
It doesn't matter about confusing people anymore. They're just like, whatever, who cares?
They're just putting
Call it whatever we want.
They should actually just start counting backwards. So start with Call of Duty 284 and start going backwards.
That's what it feels like the new one is.
Well, exactly, yeah. So next one will be Call of Duty 283.
20,084,000 because in the future.
Well, they could do like Street Fighter and call like Call of Duty Turbo X Alpha Z.
Yeah, they did that with the expansion of Dead Rising 3. Did you see that? It was like Super Mega Edition featured.
Totally. X. Like those Japanese games in particular, they're masters of it by all means. But look, let's break this down. So we've got the reveal trailers of two of the most popular first-person shooters in the world. Now, what do we make of the Call of Duty one? We'll start with Call of Duty.
It's in space!
It's got some space things in it. It's still futuristic.
Yeah, it came across as Killzone meets Dead Space.
No, don't give it Dead Space credit.
No, like just the 0G and that part where you see the guy like casually going slowly through and he's got the light.
But even that's just copying what they did in Ghost.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. They're copying other stuff. Like it's not original.
Their own stuff. And I mean, how many times does the audience have to tell them what they want before they're actually going to do it?
Oh, who cares? You know what I mean? Because as we'll get onto with Battlefield, they listen. Well,
yeah, I guess so. But before we move there, let's just I mean, because it's called Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, if that's correct.
Because Infinity Ward is doing it.
Yeah, we're so awesome. We'll name the game after us.
Pretty much.
Next one's going to be Call of Duty Warfare.
Maybe it's a play on space is infinite.
Maybe. Whatever it is, it's kind of
in space.
sucky.
I mean, everyone's like, please don't go more futuristic. Please don't go more futuristic. And they're like, all right, we'll just take it as futuristic as we can go.
But every time I see a trailer for the last 4 years worth of Call of Duties, I just groan. Yeah. Like, I don't know who's getting excited by this stuff, because I'm not getting excited about it. You're not getting excited about it. All of my friends aren't getting excited about it. Every person on the comments board is not getting excited about it.
And it's funny because we like sci-fi stuff as well.
Yeah, but when good games make sci-fi, by all means. But Call of Duty,
I felt like it was trying to be like, have you seen the movie Elysium?
Yeah.
It looked like that. You know how they had all the augmented...
But that was also the last few games looked like
I know, but then did you
Super Soldiers.
But did you notice the area they were on was one of those like Halo ring type things where they live on that... What is it called? I don't know what they're called.
It's called a Who Cares.
It's called a... Yeah.
But it's... I mean, I love it how the trailer kind of like they start doing their kind of, you know, warm up footage. Yeah. And then the big pinnacle of the trailer is when they reach space. Yeah. And I think they're expecting everyone to cheer and go, wow, but everyone's just like, really?
Yeah, then it was like, we're going to cash in on Star Wars.
Oh, I know, it's over.
Battlefront didn't let you fly, we'll let you fly.
So before we criticise the idea of space anymore, let's try to explain why it sucks. You go first.
I don't know, it's just... I don't know.
It's not Call of Duty, for one.
I like movies that are very very fantasy, sci-fi and stuff. And I do like that in games as well, but it has to be really well done. Whereas movies, I try to stay away from, you know, the drama and the real life stuff. But I find games, like something like Call of Duty, I want it more grounded for a first-person shooter. I don't.
It needs to reel you in, and it hasn't reeled us in since the Modern Warfare games. I mean,
and as bad as this sounds, like people like shooting other people. But you don't want to shoot robots. You know?
Yeah, I mean, there is that. I mean, I don't know, just the whole. There's also the massive jumping thing, like shooting the jumping targets and wall running and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just, who cares? It's just such a generic shooter. Like Call of Duty Modern Warfare series, they had guts. They people always talk about multiplayer all the time, but the single player was brilliant. It was one of the best single player games I've ever played. Particularly number 4, the first Modern Warfare, and it led with the single player, and the multiplayer was just an additional thing, but it was still fantastic. Now the whole focus is just multiplayer everything, and just single player nobody plays. You know, some people disagree with that, but I think that's what's missing from the equation
here.
You
need both, and they both need to be of an equal level. Like they need to put in as much effort on both fronts.
I probably only agree with that because the numbers support the multiplayer decision. But I mean, if it's up to me, like I hate deathmatch and stuff like that. I get no joy from shooting, dying, and respawning on repeat endlessly. It's just
I know we're not the people for that.
Yeah. So, but the problem is people keep complaining about this futuristic stuff, yet they keep making these games. Are they misguided or they're deaf? Like,
well, you saw the statement by was it the guy who runs Activision?
Some Infinity Ward guy. I don't know, doing some politically correct going.
No, I think
we love the enthusiasm.
Activision.
Oh, who cares?
It was one of the higher ups. Yeah,
we love the enthusiasm of our audience.
We love how passionate our fans are. They think they own it. It's like, well, you know, they could just stop buying your products and then you'd have nothing. So maybe you should listen. But he was like, you know, we had, what was it, the most dislikes on Black Ops 2, yet it was the highest selling game we released at that time.
Yeah, it was the most dislikes for any trailer that they've ever done at that time. But it still outsold the other ones before it. I'd say it's more of a testament to the success of the previous games. Because at the time, Call of Duty was still fairly respected. And people were buying it because they thought it was a trustworthy brand. I don't think it's to do with the fact that, it's another space shooter.
And I think the thing is, they're basically saying in that message, doesn't matter how many people don't like it, it's still going to sell. Like, they don't care.
Well, that's it, isn't it? And the problem, the solution to this problem is, stop buying the damn game! Seriously, people, what are you doing?
They're not going to.
Make a stand. Like, honestly, sorry, world, but I mean, do something about this problem,
sorry,
please.
30 people watching.
Yeah, well, well, hopefully it'll spread out because I think the message that we're saying here is fairly universally agreed. But stop buying the game. I mean, honestly, people, like, you don't have to buy Call of Duty when you know it's out. You don't have to do it. Like, get that switch in your brain and turn it off. Oh, no, actually, sorry, turn it on. Turn it on and go and make a conscious decision that you do not have to buy this game.
Okay, but in other people's defense is sometimes there's people who that's all they play.
I know.
So they're just going to wait.
That's the problem. And if that's all you play, then you are missing out on some fantastic games. Trust me. You would.
Amen!
I think some people are just on default with a number of games. It's usually people who don't play games very much. I'm not going to get into who's a gamer and who's not. That's not relevant here. But there are some people who just tend to buy the games that they hear most about, like Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, well, I mean, who do we have to thank for that? It's the freaking companies like games who are just promoting the hottest selling items.
Yeah,
they don't promote
it's
anything
just
else.
like just this blank check budget just to throw the word out that this game is out yet again, and they mass market it. They force it in your throat, and we suck it up. We suck it up because we're not thinking for ourselves. So do yourselves a favor, people. At least just try something else and reward the people who are making an effort to try making better games. Because, okay, I mean, am I being unfair? I am being a bit unfair because I'm being unfair. I'm a bit nasty, but I mean, come on, let's force Activision to hit the reset button here and put a bit more effort and thought into what they're doing, because they're just doing whatever they want and you're just going to buy it. So we need to force them to kind of go, hey, not just put some dislikes on the video, that helps, but actually don't buy the damn thing. Because as long as money's coming in, they're going to keep doing this. So
And you're going to get these rants.
You're going to get more rants from me and our 2 viewers that watch the video.
More than 2. Jeez, I said comments or 2.
We're allowed to be a little sarcastic here, so...
And end scene.
Yeah, well... But apparently their defense for releasing this futuristic one in this statement was they're also going to bring out Modern Warfare 4 remastered. Now, that's great, except as you mentioned before...
Before you say that, what is the most requested game that people want remastered?
Final Fantasy VII?
No, apart from that. For Call of Duty, damn it.
For Call of Duty, well, of course, Call of Duty 4, the one I was praising of being fantastic.
Yes, so now proceed.
Okay, well, alright, okay.
Because it just seems funny that everyone wants this game again.
I know.
And now when you say what you're going to say, it just shows how idiotic they are.
Well, but also, like, the fact that everyone always complains about how many remasters are getting made out there, and then we'd all rather have a remaster than this new Call of Duty game that's come out. Everyone's saying, wow, Modern Warfare 4 remastered, I can't wait to get that. And there's some other game that is going to come with as well that we don't care about, called Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. So that's the game that we all want, because that's kind of bringing us back to the roots of what made Call of Duty so special. But wouldn't it be nice if we kind of had that bit of special in a new game?
Well, did you explain why they're putting in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4?
Well, yeah, in the statement they said, well, we got something for the futuristic lovers of
But you haven't said who can have access to that game. You don't get it with just the base game.
Alright, well, that's where you step in and you fill in that bit of detail.
Sorry, my nose is all stuffy from his damn cat again. So, if you want Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, is it? I can't remember, there's so many games. If you want that, you have to buy the Crazy Deluxe Edition, which I'm assuming is going to be like $200. You don't get it with the standard edition.
Nice.
You can't buy it on its own. So they've realised how shite their game is, that they're going to make you buy it with the allure of Call of Duty 4.
Dirty tactics. Dirty tactics.
Because they know if they put it separate, everyone's going to buy that and leave the other one.
I think they came up with this decision to do Infinite Warfare, and then some people within the business thought, guys, we really shouldn't do this again, alright? What on earth was that?
Excuse me.
We're thinking, we really shouldn't do this again, guys. We had lots of complaints about the direction of Call of Duty. We really shouldn't do this again. But they didn't have enough power to actually make a change. Yeah. So they came to a negotiation to remaster Call of Duty 4. This is just speculation, but you know, this is their answer to catering for both audiences. But I don't understand, which audience is demanding that they do futuristic stuff? Is there anyone in the world, is there one person in the world that wants futuristic stuff?
I do know a lot of people like all those jumps and perks and all that crap that you get. That's the thing, like, I used to like playing multiplayer deathmatch when it was just about skill, as in, like, you didn't get all these perks of, like, oh, now I've got an ATV rolling around to help me, or I've got this, like, airstrike to help me. It's like, just shoot each other. Just play the game.
Yeah, but at the same time, that could get a bit generic after a while. You know, I mean, they've got to advance it somehow.
But all that other crap is generic. No matter what you do, it's all generic.
Just make the game good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Focus on the single player. Make that good. Bring some
plays
heart.
It apparently.
Apparently, but I think they do. I think more people, as proven with Titanfall, more people value single player than they took. They thought they had all the answers with Titanfall. I'll look at the numbers who play multiplayer. We can just fob off single player and just rake it in from all the multiplayer numbers. Look how that went. It was an amazing looking game, but it died like within a couple of weeks because people just got bored with it. Didn't have any substance. Didn't have any meat on its bones.
Well, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens with this one.
Well, I don't see that. As we said before, it's just going to sell anyway because people just buy the thing no matter what's in it. Oh, Call of Duty, I've heard of that. Therefore, let's spend $100 and buy it.
We shouldn't worry. We've got another alternative. All right, so let's talk about Battlefield 1 now.
Let's do that.
What do you think of it from the trailer you saw?
Look, I think it's a good move.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't analysed the trailer too deeply, but enough just to go, okay, cool, I like what you're doing here. Going kind of retro rather than future. Mm-hmm. That's different. I mean, we don't really value World War I in video games much, do we?
No, it's always World War II.
Yeah, why not?
Because there was a lot of gas.
Is that a metaphor? Is it?
No, literally. It was
or are you talking about gas in the office?
No, it's trench warfare and gas. They just gassed everyone.
Right.
So it's like a lot of people have been saying like, how are they going to do this? So you're just going to like throw a gas bomb and there you go, mission complete.
Yeah.
But they did have some early tanks and some those really old school planes.
Yeah, biplanes. Yeah.
It just
wasn't.
wasn't.
They're going to make it fully like adrenaline pumping, like just in your face action, just screaming at each other. And you go, move, get down.
Yeah, but I did see the gas in the trailer, so they do have it.
Oh, it totally would be. I mean, it wouldn't be World War One without it. But
I mean,
you just it'd be like Dark Souls. You have this little gas meter that goes up, and if you have too much gas, you just die or something.
Or it might be like Metro, where you got the gas mask and you got to like clear it and wipe your face. Oh,
yeah, that's very Battlefieldy, so that it wouldn't surprise me if they did something like that. Yeah.
I mean, it looked cool, like because it was different,
But not just that. I mean, like, I don't like saying I like Battlefield over Call of Duty or whatever, but one thing I have to praise Battlefield over Call of Duty is that the last few attempts haven't been the same thing over and over. The trend was to go modern, and that was kind of the boring, obvious path to take, which Call of Duty took. But the last Battlefield game was technically Star Wars.
No, but it was modern. Modern was good. It was when it went futuristic that it was too.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. Yeah, but modern. It was so modern. It was in the future. Yeah. But the last Battlefield game was technically Star Wars Battlefront, and that was different. Which is not really a Battlefield game, but it's part of the path of Battlefield. And before that, it was Battlefield Hardline, which was a pleasant surprise as well. It was a pleasant surprise. It was, it was relatively successful. It was a great looking game. The single player campaign was great, which is good. And it was a break. It was a break away from the trend. And you know what? At that stage, I was really expecting I was so used to them doing the boring pattern that I was really expecting to just do Battlefield 5 at that stage and just do another Modern Warfare shooter and keep going in the future. So I was really pleasantly surprised when they broke that up. And so they had the courage and conviction to do that, and I applaud them for that. And now they're doing something different again. So good work. I have to give them credit. So I'm happy for that.
And I think it offers a good alternative because at one point they were doing the same thing. You had Battlefield 3, was that modern or was that still?
Yeah, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. Like after Battlefield 4, I was done after 3.
Yeah.
In fact, not even after 3, kind of during 3.
Battlefield, what is it? Bad Company 2. That was the last really good one I found.
Oh no, 3 was pretty popular as well. Understandably, like
like for me personally.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, actually, a lot of people were still playing 2 when 3 came out. Most were playing 3, and 3 was 3 was the point where EA really wanted to knuckle down and take away Activision's fanboys from Call of Duty, and they were pretty successful in doing that. Not entirely successful as rumors say, but they really were focused on doing that. So much so that when I actually said at the time that Call of Duty was still better than Battlefield 3 when it came out, I got a lot of abuse from certain people. So the people were very passionate about it.
It's very much like FIFA and what is it, PES? They're equally they're on par usually with each other of how good they are mechanically and stuff. But there's always like that one feature in either one that people sort of gravitate towards. Yeah. Whereas I feel like now they've gone the complete opposite direction. You got World War One, you got space, which is good. It's good because if you like space, go Call of Duty. If you don't like space, go Battlefield.
If you like space, go back and play Mass Effect on the Xbox 360.
It's not the same game.
Exactly. It's called a good game, and you might want to give that a go. If you like space, don't do Call of Duty. Don't do Call of Duty until they stop, have a breather, reset their thinking, and come back with something new in about 50 years' time. They should take the success
of zombies and just make a horror game. Like, why don't you just don't even call it Call of Duty. Just make a shooter that's a horror game. I mean, people love the zombies stuff. Yeah. It doesn't have to be with zombies, but
I would rather see that. I would definitely rather see that. I'd be more optimistic for them if they went that way. But Call of Duty's gameplay is so generic, and the zombies are so absolutely not scary in zombies that it would have 0 accuracy for me, and I'd probably still hate it when it came out.
But I'm thinking, what else can you do? What else can you do?
Well,
We've done
they can do. There's heaps of stuff they could do. They could take any any sorts of timelines, any sorts of eras. They just don't have to keep doing these super soldiers in space.
Or do something like Wolfenstein, where it's an alternate history.
Oh, but I was just playing what's it called, the DLC to it, the
Old Blood.
Old Bloods.
No,
Yeah,
that got a bit weird.
it wasn't as good. Like, but the New Order was amazing.
So good.
Absolutely amazing game, and it deserved to get Shooter of the Year. I think most outlets gave it Shooter of the Year, even with Call of Duty and Battlefield sniffing at their toes. But they came from nowhere, did a fantastic single-player shooter, and absolutely nailed it. So I think it's time to...
That didn't even have multiplayer, did it?
No, and you know what? It still outdid Call of Duty and Battlefield, so at least in our opinion, so I guess we have to put that disclaimer in there.
It was awesome.
But it was genuinely good, because it had guts, it had heart, it had emotion, but it was still an action-packed game. Like, I mean,
And
it's not just all...
felt like gritty as well.
Totally, yeah, and part of it was the great story, the great appeal. And you know what? I was hating on the game all the way through until it was review time. I was absolutely hating on it. I thought Wolfenstein. I know what Wolfenstein is.
Yeah.
It's Wolfenstein 3D. It's a very generic run around shooter. You just go around shooting Nazis all the time.
Yeah.
Nothing to it. No meat on it, as I was saying before. But as soon as I actually played the game for the review, I ended up giving it like 9 out of 10, and I stand by that to all degree because it had so much more to it than I thought it would. It was not just it had kind of fairly generic gameplay, but it was made up for with so many with such a great story, such
atmosphere,
intensity.
everything.
Yeah, you wanted to beat that game when you played that.
Yeah.
Game. You want.
Well, wait. The first mission, you were like, oh, this is very generic. That first opening mission.
I thought it was great. It was gung ho, silly, a bit Rambo-y.
Yeah.
But the stuff on the planes and jumping from wing to wing, that was cool.
After that, I think when the story really kicked in.
Oh, totally. But it was a good action opener. I thought it was a pretty fun action opener.
Right.
It's very memorable. Look, guys, we better sign that off now. Is there anything else you want to cap off in this episode?
No, I just want to know what you think. Leave comments.
Yeah, please do. I mean, okay, if we shout leave comments, it sounds a bit authoritative. Let's just leave it like, you know.
Please feel free to.
Yeah,
leave comments.
feel free. We won't imply to leave comments, but you know, if by any chance you feel like doing it, just chuck it in there.
I want to see the Battlefield and the Call of Duty guys go at each other's throat.
Too. I think they're going to go up my throat anyway. I've been a bit harsh this episode.
Well,
the Call of Duty guys, they're going.
Okay, well, our vote. I vote Battlefield. I think you do too.
Oh, okay, right. I thought you forced me to vote Call of Duty.
No.
Maybe.
So we're both on the opinion of Battlefield then. So give us an example of why you think this new Call of Duty will be great.
Can I vote neither?
All right, he's on neither.
Yeah.
I'm on Battlefield.
I vote play something else.
I mean, I prefer Call of Duty campaigns than Battlefield generally. Excuse me, except for Hardline.
Campaigns.
But this new Call of Duty campaign I can't do. I didn't like Black Ops 3 campaign either. I tried playing it and I was like, nah.
The campaigns got bad after Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 was a great send-off for the Modern Warfare series, but then after that, it was still okay at times, but generally started bit by bit getting worse and worse, and now it's just like they try to make up for it by chucking celebrity actors in there and filling it with it's like The Simpsons. You know, the Simpsons were fantastic, and then they started nosediving. So in desperation, they got some celebrities to come in and try to grab some appeal. And this is exactly what Call of Duty is doing right now. It sucks when they're trying to pat it out with celebrities, and everyone's just hating it.
This is true.
There's a
so
metaphor.
Let us know what you think then, and please like, share, subscribe, go on Facebook,
if you feel like
Twitter,
it. No, not
go
forcing
on Instagram.
you. We're not demanding. We're not, just if you feel like it.
it.
All right, thanks so much, guys. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.